Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we will be breaking down the 15-game MLB slate, a really nice slate of games. But before that, we're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night. I do have my lovely co-host, Miss Carson Denise Simmons. Carson, tell all the folks out there hello. Go ahead and give me a little hand wave. Go ahead. All right. This is my baby, special one right here. Very easy to please, kind of a free-spirited. She's like dreadlocks little girl, just beautiful, wonderful girl. This is my baby. I love her. Okay, and she is not going to be in school yet, so she still wants to stay up all night and hang out with daddy. So it's all good. So let's take a look at it, okay? Because we got. I sent out this tweet. And it was who will be the gang stack of tonight's 12-game MLB slate. This was last night's slate, okay? And the Houston Astros won resounding. 43% of the people that participated in this poll, 77 participants, 43% said that they would be playing the Houston Astros, right? And I like the Astros as a stack. Did not like McCullers in this spot. Next, we had the Texas Rangers, who I was very high on. They went out, kind of crapped the bed, did not have a good one. The Colorado Rockies was definitely an offense that I was on, as were the Detroit Tigers, coming in at a 12% clip. Now, listen, nobody wanted to play the Tigers. Nobody wanted to play them. And when this graphic came out and I saw them at 12% in ownership, I said to myself, yo, what this means is everybody's going to be on Vargas. And like I said, whenever there is a chalk pitcher on the slate that you really don't feel like you like, then the best thing to do would be to not just fade Vargas. If you didn't like him, don't just fade Vargas, but attack him because he's going to be the chalk. And if you did that tonight, it definitely benefited you a ton because this was probably the most prolific scoring offense on the slate. Okay? So we're going to take a look at that as well. And there we go. And baby, you ready? Good night. Give me sugar. Go and get to bed, okay? Your daddy finished the show. I love you. I'm gonna come in there and check on you when I finish, okay? Okay? You got your iPad?
iPad in my room.
Okay, go ahead and look at. I'll be right there.
iPad on my big pillow.
Okay. Okay, I'll be right in there, baby. I love you. I'm a dad. I gotta do it. All right. So let's check out this graphic, okay? These are the three highest scoring offenses, the three best stacks of the slate. Two of them we were on. One of them I tried to force you on, being the Detroit Tigers. I had a pretty decent night tonight. Ended up doubling my buy-in. You had the Ian Kinsler batting leadoff. Matt took 22, 21 for Victor Martinez. Castellanos 21, Presley 12, Iglesias 7, Avila 6. Decent. You look at the Seattle Mariners. This is a stack that I was not on. I was not on Seattle Mariners. I didn't have the stones to attack McCullers in this spot, but I just didn't love where he was at. And I kind of got saved from having a lot of McCullers really because I like the Houston bat so much that I just could not get to play McCullers because he was They did score 7 runs. We got a lot of that towards the back of the order, so I didn't really cash in on my Houston stack. But the Colorado one was good. The only problem that we had with our Colorado stack is probably the second highest owned component to the Colorado stack did not play very well at all, and that's Nolan Arenado. He didn't do anything, and it was bad for him. Very bad. So Blackman was good. Story was good. Para. He did hit a jack. Reynolds was good. Ian Desmond, LeMahieu were pretty decent. So these were the best 3 stacks on the slate, and we had 2 of them covered in the graphic in the poll that I threw out. And I went into this. I went into the first class, and we talked for at least a good 6-7 minutes on Vargas and the Detroit game. We talked. Yeah, Correa killed my Houston stack too when he got hurt or whatever. And we were in there for a good 6 minutes, and I was pleading with you, trying to get you to understand why Vargas while he was a good play, was decent paper, a good play, the way to go if you weren't playing Vargas was not just to fade him. It was to attack the chalk, to attack him. And we saw in that graphic where nobody really wanted to play the Detroit Tigers because everybody was playing Vargas. Vargas was the second highest owned pitcher on the slate, bro. And just like we thought he would be. German Marquez. Let's take a look at the pitching as well. We're going to look over here, all right? This is what happened today on the whole, actually. This is what happened today. So John Lester leads all the pitchers on the slate, 27.35 points. We talked about that in the first class yesterday, but I just didn't get to him. Jordan Zimmerman, big surprise for him, 26 points. Jake Odorizzi, another guy that beat my projection. I wanted to play the Oakland Bats here. Jake Odorizzi did well. German Marquez, a guy that I was completely on. We liked Josh Tomlin some. Didn't have any Marcus Stroman. Got put on Chad Kuhl at the very last minute. And this dude had like 5 strikeouts in the second inning, and it went downhill around the 4th. And it's all good. I'm not going to be right all the time. You know that. Come on, man. You know that. Taking a look on the other side, man, the worst pitcher on the slate, you had Perdomo. You had Vargas. Vargas was the chalk. And he ended up with negative 4.6. Kohler was bad. Suter was not very good. McCuller, 6.5. Another. The 2 chalkiest pitchers on the slate, bro, didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Aaron Miranda, 6. Zach Wheeler, 7.4. And I was kind of on Zach Wheeler. I did have him in the lineup. We looked at Giancarlo Stanton, smashed 2 jacks. Ian Kinsler, part of Detroit stack, played very well. Tommy Pham, I was not on St. Louis. They put up 6 runs. That was a decent offense. Danny Valencia, of course, from Seattle. Blackman, of course, from Colorado. You had Kyle Seager, another guy from Seattle. Gregory Polanco had a good one. So, it was, the meat and the potatoes were again. As a team, we just did not dig in. The meat and the potatoes were there on the plate, ready for us. But, that's why we live to play another day, bro. That's why bankroll management is key. I doubled the buy-in, so that was very solid. Let's go ahead and take a look ahead to today's 15-game slate. If you don't want to play the 15 games, if you are, kind of intimidated by those larger, also 4 games in a night, another 3-game night one if you like those smaller slates. But I'm going to be jumping all in to that 15-game slate. I'm going to pop it open because I want to take a look at this very quickly, okay? Just to look at some of the pitching prospects that we have. We've got Kershaw, no way. I'm not paying $14K for no damn Kershaw. Do I have to stand up and make us? No, I'm not paying no $14K for nobody, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Never. Robbie Ray, Brad Peacock, Michael Walker, Clevenger is now 9.1. That's in San Francisco. Hap 7.8. Nova looks pretty decent at his price point. Velasquez, Senzatella. You know how I feel about Senzatella. 7.2. Lamet, Newcomb. So this is gonna be a decent slate. It's gonna be decent because I think there's some pitchers that's gonna like cost. See, today's pitching caused you to think, but there just wasn't a top dollar ace that you knew could actually like blow the slate up. I mean we had McCullers, but we knew McCullers wasn't gonna kill it. You knew that. Yeah, I knew that. I felt he wouldn't. But we do have some people that are gonna believe in the hype. Some people are gonna believe that Clayton Kershaw is worth 14K. Please sweep Clayton. Take all those people that believe in you, sweep them up into a little pile, and go out and do your regular standard 8 or 9 Ks. Get you a win and pitch 6.5 innings, 7 innings. At all. No. There's no way I'm doing that. No, I'm not. Also, what we're going to do here, we're going to be looking at some park factors. We're going to roll through game by game. A lot of people now, they're doing their shows, and they're going position by position. Of course, because they're trying to throw you off. They really don't know what the batting orders are going to be. And that's why the first class is important, because we focus on pitching, and that's what really sheds light on our second edition, which comes out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time daily. That's going to be the line drive at 5 that is where we jump in and we break down the actual batting orders. That's where everyone was implored to play Detroit as a stat today. That's where, we got noticed that, the Colorado Rockies were good to go. Play German Marquez, right? So if you want to get in on that, man, it's very simple. Go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com, and I want you to understand, we do not sell lineups. I do not sell lineups. What we do is we teach you a proven strategy that's going to help you to become a profitable DFS player in any sport. Okay? So go to the website again, www.dfssweatshop.com. Let's go ahead and break down this slate game by game. First game we've got is the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. We got Tyson Ross, Dylan Bundy, both going to be within 100 of each other price range. Ross 6.4, Bundy 6. One that we can take a look at, just like yesterday. Camden Yards, very, very good for hitters here in this park. You got Tyson Ross. His last couple of starts, 15, 3.25, and 19.1, all against kind of middling offenses. Nobody really like blowing the doors off of it, and he still really could not get it in. So I'm looking at the Baltimore Orioles in this spot, and while they are now they're not great, the Orioles are not great. And I'm going to open this up, man, because I'm going to take a look at what the Orioles do. Because we know Camden Yards, man, very, very friendly to hitters here. And we want to take a look and see what they do at home against right-handed pitching. The Baltimore Orioles, that is. And of course, we love the advanced stats. So this is a really dope site, man. This is Fangraphs, and you can set these sliders to pretty much anything you want. It just takes the time from you to really get into it and dig in. So at home against right-handed pitching, the Baltimore Orioles 17th in the league in K rate, 21.3%. Okay, 181 ISO with a 317 WOBA. So that's not anything to really be afraid of. In terms of going against Tyson Ross, Baltimore bats are going to be in play for me. 10.5, nice run total. I don't want any of the bats in this spot. I think the Rangers can blow up again. They're gonna do it at factors, and this is where you're gonna get, for every 100 runs scored around the league, 108 are scored here. For every 100 home runs hit, 122 are hit here in Camden Yards. So one of these games is going to blow up, and I think it could be today's game. So no pitching in this spot for me. Give me some of the bats here. Next game we got is the Milwaukee Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. We got Ivan Nova at 7.6. Very nice price on Nova, man. 24, 2.7, 7.2, 9.3, 20.95 in his last 5 starts. The last start that was really good was against Chicago, was his actual last start. And they were kind of in a disarray at that point. I don't think that we're going to see that. We know this is a very pitcher-friendly park. But at the same time, man, I don't look for the Brewers to play as uninspired as they did today. We're still going to see a ton of lefty-righty matchups that are going to be favorable to the Milwaukee bats here in the spot. So don't want to take a shot here on Ivan Nova. Junior Guerrero is not a guy that I love, but I think he could be in play at 5.4. It's a very cheap price on him. 8, 7.8, negative 10.2. He's a guy, either I'm going to be playing him or I'm going to play some of the Pittsburgh bats in the spot. We're going to leave that to be determined for the first class. The next game we got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox, man. J.A. Happ, 7.8. Didn't play him last time at 5 against Houston, which I just did not play in a pitcher against Houston. Didn't play him against my Yankees, which sucked because he had 23.9, but I did play him against Baltimore thinking that everybody was going to just have their good game against Baltimore. That didn't really come to fruition. But the 3 games before that, against Kansas City, Chicago White Sox, and Seattle, all 20 or better. So J.A. Happ does have pretty solid K upside in this spot too. The only problem is the Boston Red Sox are a team that do not strike out a lot. If we look at where they fall in terms of K rate, we're talking about the Red Sox here being 22nd in the league in K rate, 20.4%. The ISO is way down at 103. The WOBA 280. So it's a team that's not going to hit for a ton of extra bases. Kind of lets me I think it's a lefty-righty matchup that I don't want to be a part of. But J.A. Happ, man. Anybody, because they've been so up and down. But Fister, man, is just not a good pitcher. We're looking at what we can expect from the Toronto Blue Jays here. 21st in the league in K rate. They don't strike out a lot. The ISO is at 162, the WOBA 318, so not very bad for them. Don't really like Fister. The next game we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Cincinnati Reds. Yo, it seems like the Diamondbacks and the Reds have been playing each other forever, but they were just playing against the Nationals. We got Robbie Ray at 11.2, Sal Romano at 5.8. You know, Arizona Diamondbacks being bad on the road is a thing, okay? And we're going to take a look at the Diamondbacks on the road against. We're going to look at the Diamondbacks on the road against right-handed pitching and see, you know, what it can tell us about that. All right, and this is good. This is a good way to check it, man, just so that you're clear and you know for sure what you can expect. Good advance against right-handed pitching. Bam. And what I want to see here, I want to look. This is team. I want to do team stats. I want to look in terms of. Okay, so we got the Diamondbacks K rate. They are 12th in the league in K rate, 22.6% away against right-handed pitching. 153 is the ISO away against right-handed pitching, and 316 WOBA. So this is not the same team, bro. ACP, what's up, big homie? The Don. Don't really have to look toward Sal Romano here at 5.8. I just don't. I'm not doing that. But Robbie Ray, I think he's had some pretty solid splits. I think he's better, much better away than he is. Okay, away 32, home 17. Yeah. Yo, this is Great American Small Park, right? So it's gonna be a small park. You're probably gonna want to see a lot. You're gonna see people want to play some of the Cincinnati guys. Yo, I like Robbie Ray. He's my favorite pitcher on the slate right now. 11.2 for Robbie Ray is all good. He has amazing strikeout upside. The only guy that I would be in fear of is gonna be Joey Votto here. We just saw the Nats, man, pitch circles around the Cincinnati Reds here, and this is a team that could blow up. Don't get me wrong, it could blow up. But I just love Robbie Ray and him being on the road and pitching well. 11.2. The price is up a little bit, but I think so many people are going to want to pay up that 14K to Kershaw that Robbie Ray is going to go under owned because he's still high priced and he's against the Cincinnati Reds. I like Robbie Ray. I like Robbie Ray here. I can play him. Next game we got Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. You got Adam Conley at 5.9, Vince Velasquez at 7.5. Velasquez in his last start 1.8 against Miami, but 17 at home against Colorado, 8 against Pittsburgh, 12 away against Washington. Not a guy that I want to play against the Miami Marlins here. I do like the fact you're going to see a lot of lefty-righty matchups in this spot. Adam Conley at 5.9. He's a guy that I am going to consider. Negative 7.75 against St. Louis last time, 17 against Tampa, negative 15 against Pittsburgh, 16 against San Diego. Best start of the season was 22 against the Mets here. I'm going to consider him because the Philadelphia Phillies just have been that bad. We look at them on the road against left-handed pitching. Let's see exactly what they've been doing. I think this is a stat that really shows how bad they've been. We're talking about WOBA on the road against left-handed pitching, and nobody's gonna want to play Adam Conley in this spot, but I think he's in play, bro. I think he's in play. He has some very tough starts recently. Of course, against Pittsburgh, they had that blow-up game against them, and then St. Louis, but a really nice one for the price point against Tampa Bay. He's a guy that I think I can save some salary with and get in the lineup. 5.9 for Adam Conley is not too much. I'm good. I kind of like that against Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia really shits the bed tomorrow. This game we got The second installment of St. Louis and the New York Mets here. We got Rafael Montero at 6K, Michael Wacha 9.5. Wacha, I think he had a decent start out last time. Yeah, last two times, 25 and 32 against Miami and Washington. That against Washington, that was crazy. I remember that one. I wanted nothing to do with him. I actually played some Washington bats and it was very let down because of the score that he put up. So dude's been playing very well. Last three starts, 25, 32, 21, all against very decent offenses, potent offenses at that. Can he do the same thing against the New York Mets? I am not so sure. The lefty-righty matchups are going to scare me. While he is 9.5, I think that's a very fair price in terms of what he's been doing against those offenses. Has he found something? Has he found something? Has he figured something out where he was able to channel how good he used to be? Because, Michael Wacha was considered an ace at one point. Against the Mets, man, a lot of lefty-righty matchups he's going to see. The Mets have been fairly hot recently. I just don't think I can get to Michael Wacha and playing the Mets. We look at what they do at home against right-handed pitching. Look at the Mets here and see what they do at the crib against right-handed pitching. I believe this is a very disciplined team at the plate. I'll be looking at 18.5% K rate. They do not strike out. I'll be looking at a 186 ISO and a 326 Bovada. That is at home against right-handed pitching. So I'm not going to want to get on Wacha in this spot, and I definitely don't want to play Montero. We know how hot the St. Louis Cardinals have been recently. We look at what they do on the road against right-handed pitching, and that can give us a closer look at what we can expect. From the Cardinals. Okay, so we've got them, the K rate for them. And actually, I love to start there. Start with K rates. They're 19th in the league in K rate, 21.2%. 179 ISO with a 319 WOBA. So not so much attackable for me in terms of Rafael Montero. The next game we have is the Chicago. Another one at SunTrust. It feels like the Braves are only playing in SunTrust, and every day there's a percentage of a chance of rain. John Lackey, 6.2. This dude lackeys stamina, lackeys pitching strength, he lackeys command, lackeys control. He's just bad, and I'm not playing him, especially against the Atlanta Braves here. Sean Newcomb is very interesting at 6.8. Last start wasn't very great. Last two starts actually 10.2 and the -10. We knew not to play him against Houston. We knew that, and we knew to play him against San Diego. So you look at him. He only had two really good games. Really decent starts. One was against the Mets and against San Diego. Do you want to play him against the Cubs, who I feel like are surging in the spot? The Cubs have won their last 4 games. They are quickly rising up in that NL Central Division. So I don't think I want to play Newcomb or Lackey in this spot. I think I can concentrate this game a little closer to the bats. Give me some of the lefty bats against Lackey in this spot, and also give me anybody I want against Sean Newcomb here. Young pitcher, I think he can get taken advantage of by some of the Chicago power. So really don't love those cats there. And we're looking at park fatness. I want y'all to see this because in Atlanta, SunTrust Field, this park is considered a pitcher's park. But you look at, like, say, Freddie Freeman. This is like Freddie Freeman's part right here. This is the part they made for him. Lefty who pulls the ball to the right. Like, this is where he hits most of his home runs, right over here. And I think he's going to hit one today, actually. I think he's going to hit one there today. It's like a whole new season since the break for a lot of these teams. Oh, yeah, it is. Most certainly, bro. Most certainly. Shout out to the homie Rhino DFS, man, in the spot with us tonight. So next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox. There's absolutely no way I am ever paying $14K for anybody. I don't do it. I'm not doing it. There's no way I'm playing for Clayton Kershaw. You can have that shit. I don't want it. As a matter of fact, it's going to make me look at Miguel Gonzalez a little bit at 4.5 with his sorry ass. -5, 0.5, -2.5. The one thing that I can't count on in this spot is Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers are one of those teams that just because, see, with most other teams, the ace shuts the shit down so much. Like the ace shuts everything down. You know, they shuts everything down. The ace is so good, nobody wants to score. But the Dodgers ain't like that. The Dodgers can have an ace, like, shut the other team down, and their bats will still put up 10 runs. So I am gonna have some consideration with yeah, this is a prime spot for the Dodgers. Yeah, this is a prime spot for the Dodger bats. Prime spot. I was just joking about Miguel Gonzalez. But yeah, it's a prime spot for the Dodger bats for me. No Kershaw, no Gonzalez, absolutely no White Sox for me. It's an 8.5 run total. I'm gonna be good. You're gonna need 50 plus, probably from Clayton Kershaw to make value, man. And then you factor that into what you have to have or what you're gonna end up with as far as bats, and you're gonna be pissed. This is an easy fade for me. It's not even a hard fade. It's an easy fade for me. Kershaw is an easy fade. I have no intention of playing Kershaw tomorrow. I hope everyone else does. Please, eat him up. On a 15-game slate, you don't need Kershaw. You really don't. You know, you need whoever's going to hit the home run against him on a 15-game slate. You'd be better off trying to pick the one guy from the White Sox that's going to take him over the fence than actually playing Kershaw. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, I'll be in there in a minute. All right. So, next game we got is going to be the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. We got Sam Gaviglio at 5.1, Brad Peacock 10.3. Yes, give me some of that Peacock. I think you can play him at 9.5 run total. Minute Maid Park, very solid spot for pitchers, in my opinion. We're going to be looking here in Houston. This is a hitter's park. Sorry. 99 runs for every 100 runs scored around the league, and 112 home runs for every 100 runs hit around the league. So this is slightly a hitter's park. I don't have any issue with playing Peacock in this spot. I think he is not only in line for the win here. We're probably not going to see Carlos Correa, so the lines are going to be jumbled up just a bit. No Gaviglio for me at all. 5.1. I'm not playing the pitcher against Houston. If I lose because I don't play whoever pitcher is playing against Houston, I'm just going to continue to lose. But Peacock is in play for me most certainly, as well as the Houston bats like that. We're going to be moving on to the next game. New York Yankees, my New York Yankees, and the Minnesota Twins. There's a 52% chance of heavy rain here. Very probable is this game to delay or rain out. 11-mile-per-hour wind here in this spot. Yeah, we should go back. We should go back because I want to see something. I want to look at, because you got to pay attention to this now. Seattle Mariners on the road against right-handed pitching, right? This is a team that does not strike out a lot, okay? 20.5% K rate. The ISO is down to 161, the WOBA 316. So I'm not afraid of them. That's why I do like Peacock, okay? Going back and looking at my Yankees and the Minnesota Twins, this game is very possible this game doesn't even play. And you got Bartolo Colon at 4.7. It would suck to me that, you know, I don't get to play my Yankees against Bartolo Colon. Like, I really want to play my Yankees against Bartolo Colon. 10.5. You got Luis Cessa, who sucks as well. This could be an easy game stack. 11-mile-per-hour wind coming back toward the infield. Please play. I hope this game really plays. Because I hope the game scares people off of it because of the rain. And then I get to play the Yankees at low ownership and at low stack ownership against Bartolo Colon. That would be nice. That would be so nice. But this game is probably in danger of not even playing. Next game, we got the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. We got Travis Wood, 4.9. Matthew Boyd, 5.6. We coming into a spot right now, man, where arms are getting tired. We're jumping into the second half of the season, and the guys are being called up and pitching. Okay? He says the way New York's been hitting, Cologne might have 8 Ks and 2 earned runs. Alright. So you got Matt Boyd and Travis Wood here. Boyd is at 5.6. Left-hander, -2, 3, 2, -12. No way I'm playing Matt Boyd tomorrow at all. I'm actually going to like some of these Kansas City Royals bats. We're going to see nice lefty-righty matchups here. You got Travis Wood at 4.9 against the Detroit Tigers, a team that can really hit lefties. We saw that last night. We just saw it last night. So this is going to be another one I think you can game stack 10.5 at Kauffman Stadium. A fairly neutral park, I believe, in terms of park factors. Let's make sure. Kansas City, baby. No, this is a pitcher's joint. Yep, Extreme Pitchers Park. 102 runs for every 100 runs, and 86 home runs for every 100 runs around the league. So yeah, I definitely think the Kansas City Royals are going to be in play, most certainly. Right, next game we got is going to be the San Diego Padres and the Colorado Rockies. Yo, I think yo, Antonio Senzatella, bro. Remember, man, I'm the guy that always got Senzatella right, and I have not liked him in quite a while. I think he was sent back down to the minors, I believe, wasn't he? I think wasn't he? It might have been the other guy. But negative 7.35 against Arizona at home. 15 against San Francisco, 7.6. He was usually like pretty decent at the crib. So far this season, well, through most of the season, his better games came at home, and that's since changed, man. Negative 7.35 against Arizona, 15 against San Fran, 16, 25. So I think tomorrow I can place him to tell him. Just like I said, bro, nobody wants to play the pitcher at Coarse. And we saw that today because we saw German Marquez in a prime spot, really solid matchup. And let's take a look at what the San Diego Padres do on the road against right-handed pitching, okay? They strike out the most in the league, 28.4% K rate, okay? 162 ISO, 289 WOBA. This team sucks on the road versus right-handed pitching. And that's what put me on Marquez yesterday, which is what is putting me again on Senzatella today. So I like him. I can play Senzatella in this spot. Then again, nobody's gonna want to play this dude. German, yo, and we had this big debate. We had this big debate in the shop earlier, and Katz was like, "Nah, man, yo, German Marquez is gonna be higher owned than Vargas." No, he wasn't. No way he wasn't. No way. Because see, y'all in the shop, y'all like to think that everybody else around the industry is smarter than y'all, as smart as y'all. They're not, bro. They're not. Because you all in the shop, or who you are affiliated with the DFS shop, you have been debugged. You've been debriefed. You've been deprogrammed. You don't believe that just because Coarse is on the slate, you can't play a pitcher. You know better than that now. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you thought that, yeah, maybe you think that everybody thinks that way, but no, you're a part of a special group, bro, who actually know the real deal about MLB DFS. You can play pitchers at Coarse. You really can. You're going to get an extremely low ownership on them. You don't have to run and chase down all the Coarse bats every time the gates open up. You don't have to do that. You don't. You're smarter than that. And honestly, everybody else just isn't as smart. And that's why German Marquez was only 3% owned. Exactly. Yo, Ronald DFS is saying it. He says things seem like chalk in the shop because we all think the same shit. Like we think the right way. And it's not. It's like contrarian as fuck. Like he was all on Marquez and nobody wanted to play him. 3% of the industry played him. We were all over him. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing is going to happen with Senzatella. People are going to look at this, oh, Coarse, and they're just going to remember when they look into those other larger sites, oh my God, I can't play a pitcher in Coarse, and I got to play all the bats. So give me all of the Padres. Give me a big scoop of Nolan Arenado and a dash of Charlie Blackmon, and I'll be fine. Like, that's not how you win. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot more than that, bro. You know? So, yes, give it to Senzatella. Lamet, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at Lamet. I'm going to look at that because this dude is pretty good. 32 points against Atlanta. And when you can do that against Atlanta, and look at these starts, bro. 26, 23, -7 against Arizona in a really good hitter's park. We know what time it is over there in Chase Field, okay? Kansas City, 5. Milwaukee in Miller Park, right? The dude is in Miller Park, 29. 17 in Detroit, 32, of course, in Atlanta, 3. So, yo, this is the guy. This is the guy that I'm gonna look at Lamet. He's not gonna be off the list. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna highlight him, and we're gonna chop that up in the to play or not to play, because just because I'm saying you can play a pitcher in Coarse doesn't mean it's got to be the Colorado pitcher. It could be the San Diego pitcher, which would be totally off the grid. Okay, so we're gonna chop that up in the line drive, most certainly. All right, let's take a look at some park factors here. As you know, Colorado, Coors Field, #1 spot, bro, plus 138. Let's get it. For every 100 runs, that's base knock, bunt run, single, double, triple. For every run that's scored, bro, you're gonna get 142 in Coors. All right, for every 100 home run, like for every jack hit around the league in the average park, you're gonna get 138 here. Okay, so that's a park factor of 138 plus 138. Big stuff there. Big stuff. So very, very solid. Let's go ahead and check out the next game. We got Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland Athletics. I think I was a day early on the A's, man. The A's were not the... Okay, there's two versions of the A's, okay? I'm going to show you. We're going to show at home against left-handed pitching. At home, we're going to do the A's at home against left-handed pitching. I'm going to show you. All right. Open up, go to K rates. Oakland A's, okay. 250, 25.2% K rate at home. 161 ISO, right? 313 WOBA. That's at home against left-handed pitching. Now, at home against right-handed pitching, they were tops in the league in ISO. They were the best to play and just did not get the job done. So does that mean that we're going to see kind of some flip-flop shit against Blake Snell, who had 6.6, 16, 5, 5, 0, 19 in his last 5 starts? Not very good. Or could this be the day where the Oakland A's actually stand up and play well in terms of all of those lefty-righty matches that we're going to see? I'm not going to play Blake Snell. I think I'm going to get back behind the Oakland A's. I think I may have been a day early there. Chris Smith at 4.8. Not a lot to say about him. 11.3 in his only action against Seattle here. Not going to be in love with him. Can play some of the Tampa Bay bats here, so I don't like either one of these pitchers in the spot. Of course, we know the Oakland Coliseum is a, I think it is a pitcher spot, I believe. Yep, Pitchers Park here, 87 park factor is what we're going to get. Extreme Pitchers Park here. But don't like either of the pitchers in this game. Now, good. We got the Washington Nationals, baby, in a late game against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Jacob Turner, 5.3. Jesse Chavez, 5.2. Of course, you know I'm going to like some of those Nationals. 2.6 against Pittsburgh, 15.9 was what Jacob Turner did in his only 2 starts of the season. Don't really love him. Jesse Chavez, 5.2. Not a guy that I'm going to play against the Washington Nationals at all. We take a look at what the Nationals do on the road against right-handed pitching. And we're going to see very disciplined at the plate, man. 20.3% K rate, 195 ISO on the road versus righties, 338 WOBA on the road versus righties. I like that. I am all good. Rudy says he likes some of the Angels in the spot, and I can dig that too, because you got Mike Trout bat, you got Cole Calhoun, who's at 3K, you got Pujols, some power guys. Let's see what the Angels do at home against right-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Because this is a team that just doesn't strike out a lot anyway. So they could very well be in play once we get a look at some of those advanced numbers. 18.5% K rate, 26 in the league. They don't strike out on the road, at home against right-handed pitching. 161 ISO, which is not bad. It's just below the league average. 316 WOBA is not anything to really write home about. So they're not bad. They're not bad at home against right-handed pitching, but I definitely think that some of those guys are going to be in play. And remember, a lot of this is going to be without Mike Trout in the lineup, which does something to that rotation altogether. So pretty decent, pretty decent. Next game we got, and the last game on the slate. Well, let's take a look at the park factor too. We go to Anaheim, and the Big A, definitely a huge park, man. Negative 86 park factor. For every 100 runs produced around the league, you're gonna get 88 runs here. Okay. For every 100 homers, you're gonna get 86 here. Let's check and make sure the pitching gonna be right, because I just got a word from the homie. Yeah, okay, I got Edwin Jackson and Jesse Chavez. My apologies. Rodacule is wrong. Yeah, Edwin Jackson is going to be pitching for the Washington Nationals. And his splits here hadn't had a lot. Matter of fact, let's check him out. See what he's about. Yeah, yes, it's Evan Jackson. We're gonna take a look at his splits. He hasn't been good since like 2012. Ready? 17. He only got 2 innings pitched on the season, so not a lot to really even look at, bro. Yeah, that definitely confirms some of the Angels are going to be in play here. Last game on the slate, Mike Clevenger, 9.1, Ty Block 6.1. Clevenger, man, 9.1, big price tag on him. It's going up steadily. 5.9, him getting 27 points was nice. Remember this? The 33 at 5.6, that was beautiful. But now he's up. He's the highest he's been so far this season. Rudy says he is his guy on the road. And I always like to roster a pitcher in San Francisco just because, of the park shift that you get going to AT&T Park, one of the worst parks for batters, the very best for pitchers. And I always like to play a pitcher there. And Clevenger is kind of fitting the mold for me because he's a guy that does have K upside, and we know that the San Francisco Giants do not score a lot of runs, especially at home. We look at what they do at home against right-handed pitching, and that's going to kind of tell us the story a little bit. Looking at the Giants here, 19.1% K rate at home against right-handed pitching, 111 ISO. They don't hit for a lot of extra bases at the crib. 279 WOBA. That is horrible, bro. One of the worst in the league here. Actually the worst in the league. The worst ISO and WOBA at home against right-handed pitching. So that's gonna put Clevenger on my list most definitely. I'm gonna like some Clevenger here. Plus, I think he can be in line to get the win with this Cleveland offense against Ty Block 6.1. Hasn't been horrible lately over the last 2 starts, 11 and 22, but that negative 14 against the Mets was just disgusting. So I'm not going to be playing Block at all. I think that Clevenger's a guy that's going to be in play for me. Let's go ahead and glance over all of the pitching prospects that we've highlighted. And of course, if you want to know more about what we're doing and the ways we're going to be attacking the slate, what you want to do, man, you want to go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where you can get into the line drive at 5, where we actually build our rosters piece by piece. So, Robbie Ray, probably one of my favorite pitching prospects on the slate. Brad Peacock is a guy I'm going to be considering highly. Clevenger, J.A. Happ, Senzatella, and Denison Lamet is somebody who I'm also going to be looking at. And Adam Conley is the cheapest guy that I'm even going to give consideration to. So, again, I've got Robbie Ray, Peacock, Mike Clevenger, J.A. Happ, Senzatella, Denison Lamet, Adam Conley. Those are the guys that I'm going to be looking at. Of course, we're going to condense this thing down once we jump into the line drive. So meet us there today at 5 o'clock Eastern PM Standard Time. Meet us there. And, of course, this has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. The number one thing I want you to do, man, if you're on FanDuel, keep it 250. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 200. You're rocking with me, so you know what you're doing. You keep it at 300. So peace. I'm out.